Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Wind Down with Kev, but this one is different. I am not the host today. I am a guest on my podcast, and I'm pleased to introduce to some, present to others that know her very, very well, our podcast host for today, my good dear friend, Christina Shaw. Shaw to me. Shaw, take the mic, take the lead. The world is yours.
What's up? This is awesome. I'm a podcast host today. I made it. This is awesome. And in true Shaw nature, I was looking at the emails and notes this morning, and that's when I realized the role reversal. And I thought, this is so cool. And Mackenzie said, looks like you've got to get some questions together, Mom. And I said, no, because Kevin is a dear friend and it's going to be a conversation. But I do have some questions that I'm so excited to really learn from you because you have been not just a friend, but a serious mentor, not only to me, but to agents across the country. What did you learn the last 49 podcast episodes? Like, what are your takeaways? Was it what you wanted it to be or even more?
Wow. Oh my God.
Let's dive right in.
Look
Right?
look at how she plays, people. She's playing hard. No soft questions to ease into it right away. Yeah, amazing. I learned a lot. So you and I, as Allstate agent peers, we both travel a lot. We interact with a lot of people. So I went in with a theory, if you will, that our fellow agents are awesome. So that proved itself out. But I learned a lot about people that I didn't know. I didn't know how much we give around the country. I didn't know in all the different ways that agents, every state that we went to, amazing givers. And then probably the deepest lesson was the spirituality of different agents and how they wind down at the end of the day. So spirituality, I'll say, like, for example, one thing you share is you have a gratitude practice, right? Everyone does something different to find a little balance. And that really blew me away. The different things that they shared is probably some takeaways, some things that I picked up that will become a part of my life for sure.
I love that. I always
Self
say
out.
when I'm
But I
speaking to people
learned a lot
outside
about
of our insurance world that there's something at Allstate with our culture of giving. I didn't grow up in a home where this was learned behavior.
yes.
I came to this company and was like, what? What? And you earned Ray Lynch and I earned Ray Lynch. And I think that's like one of our career highlights, if not the career highlight,
Yes.
right? It's pretty cool. What was the genesis of doing this? Like, what was that light bulb moment?
That's a real good question. Going back to when I thought about it, I started just thinking about 2024. I did a lot of travel. You did a lot of travel. State after state, interacted with agents all over. And 2024 was the end of year 5. I started podcasting in 2020. But other than yourself and maybe 3 or 4 others, I really hadn't had any insurance agents as a guest on the podcast. And I was not talking about insurance a lot. I was talking about every other subject. And I started thinking about all the cool people I met on the trips from Vegas to Arizona, Florida, Chicago, you name it. I met a lot of people. And I felt like I wanted to share that world and these people with my world. I wanted them to mesh because when I'm asking questions, I'm never talking about myself. It's always about the guests. So to hear them talk about our business, themselves, their agency, and then the specific technical parts of what we do, I thought it was interesting. The different risks that people face in different parts of the country. And you've traveled a lot. I'm picturing an agent, Heidi, that you're friends with.
Yeah.
I'm picturing her describing the farm that she lives on. And I think I know that you went to her birthday party. So
Yeah.
you've been there. You know what it
Yes.
looks like.
Yes. I remember she took me on a camper trip, and we roll to this campsite in a camper, and we get out, and I'm like, And people are go, "What's wrong with your friend?" And and Heidi goes, "She's never been camping." I actually it's so funny you bring this up because I posted a story today on Instagram. It's like, "What's your favorite thing to bring camping?" And the response is an oceanfront hotel room.
Yes.
Like camping, no
Yes.
thanks.
No.
But it's so I love soaking that in.
Yes.
I love learning. I was just in rural Maine this weekend on a business
Nice.
trip, and it was great only for 2 days.
Okay.
I didn't blend there either. But, just to see a different way of life and the simple way of life. It was really kind of refreshing.
No, shout out to Steve Wild and his wonderful wife from the state of Maine.
Oh,
They painted a picture of the animals that go across the road, the turtles that they have to let pass before
oh,
on their drive to work. So it was that kind of thing, the geography, the natural disasters, and those conversations and the joy and beauty of kind of being there with them as they described the terrain to me. So that's
I
that
love
was
it.
amazing.
And I love, I try to tell folks that a podcast is such a great way to develop relationships. You have this uninterrupted time with this person.
Yes.
So anybody listening that I say you make a Facebook post and say, who do I know that has a podcast? And go be a guest. You get such great like social media clips, one-to-one time. There's so much behind the scenes that comes from it. It's like a forever friend.
I love it. And I remember you made that post yourself, and you are the queen of social media. If you're not following her, follow I'm with Shaw everywhere. She's everywhere. But for you to do that, to put yourself out there, and the funny thing about you and I, where we live 20 minutes apart, our offices aren't far apart. On the real estate side of social media and podcasting, we run into the exact same people. Like the funniest things we do is show them one of your referral partners, or you might take a picture with Carlos Salinas and Kevin. Look who's sending me business now. Yeah, so
Can you
that's the
talk
beauty.
about that and collaboration? Because I think there's this like notion that we've got to be competitive and run each other over. But what you just said that we're so close in our agencies and where we live, and like how did you learn to know about collaboration and not competition?
Wow, that's a good question because I heard this saying recently. At the bottom, at the entry level of society, we're all competing. We're elbowing. I want to be best. I want to be first on the team. You're a dance mom. I was a sports dad. We're competing. We want to be number one. But at the top, everybody's collaborating and working together. So I would say the collaboration is a learned behavior that I picked up at Allstate and BNI groups, networking with realtors, watching people work together. So here's another funny story. I shared the local story of us network with the same realtors. How about this? You came on one of my Think and Grow digital calls. You had on that call, you met someone that's a part of one of my coaching programs that lives in California. You go to Vegas to speak and you take a picture with her.
It
So,
was so she came up to me. Farmers was so great and invited me out to speak, and I got to meet all these awesome agents. And she said, I'm in Kevin's coaching program. And I said, this is so beautiful. And I was like so excited to take a photo. And you could tell other people around were like, oh, right.
so sure, I'll go back to the first thing you asked me because you asked what was my impetus. So both of us spent a lot of, we're both insurance agents, but we both network a lot with realtors. So pandemic forward, I'm heavy in this space. You're heavy in this space. Realtors, our friends, are doing amazing things. And we were quiet. We were quiet as an industry, not as
Yes.
individuals. So that was one of my other motivations as well. I want us to be louder in our space. We do phenomenal work. I like to say that realtors sell the American dream, but we protect it. And I think it's phenomenal work, but I think we're too quiet. And I want to share something with you and maybe let you react to it. I was in Texas a month or two ago, and a speaker stood on stage and said, insurance is boring. Doesn't everyone agree? And I just cringed. I just cringed. Have you ever found insurance boring?
Oh, no. No, I had a realtor ask me the other day, they're selling an apartment in the
Mhm.
Bronx, and there was a body, that was not discovered for quite some time, a few weeks,
Okay.
And so he needed to know if the wood floors were going to be covered because of the decay and the damage to the wood floors.
Okay.
So we have a whole discussion about claims and we hang up and my little one is in the car who's 9 and we get to our lunch plans and she said, "Hey Steph, you know what I learned today? If you die in an apartment," and she goes, and like that's just an example. I know she's very
Oh my
she's
God.
savvy, and then my partner being a divorce attorney, she really knows more than she should for being 9. But every day I
Yes.
learn as an insurance agent, and it is fascinating what people don't know. Educated, intelligent, savvy folks, because it's such a niche.
Mhm.
So it's far from boring. I love what you said. I think that if every insurance agent
Mhm.
had a digital and social platform, how the company would be elevated,
Oh, absolutely.
right? I want to know, well, I have so many questions, but one of my burning questions when I was thinking about this morning, how does Kevin stay sane? Like, how do you said that you've learned so much about what agents do spiritually and their gratitude practice. How do you keep it all together? Because somebody looking in is saying, well, how do I do that?
Mhm.
How does he function at such a high level? Like, what are some of your hacks?
Oh, we. All right, good stuff. Did I get the
Yeah.
right person to ask me these questions or what?
I just really think like that to me, I want to know that too. Like, how do you do it all?
Okay. So for me, first, it doesn't seem like a lot because I'm just doing it, right? I'm getting to do what I want to do. So my morning rituals, if you will, when I do it religiously, and I don't stick to this every day, but it's always, if I do it right, it's prayer, then exercise, then reading and writing. If I'm doing those things, depending on where I'm at in my life. So prayer is always first. Exercise is so necessary. Probably in the gym 3 days a week when
Love
when
that.
I'm good. And then reading or listening to something positive. So sure, one thing I like to say is that we sell insurance for a living. That's how we feed our families. But I give away assurance for free. So in order for me to give assurance to people, whether it's my customers, my staff, or my clients, that things are going to be okay because we deal with people on their worst possible day. You've had a house
Yeah.
fire, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
You have to have something positive and inspirational to say. I can't commensurate with you when your house fire happened and you're in tears. I care about you. You're my friend, but if I'm crying as well, I'm not helping.
It's not helping.
So
No.
I need to give you
I
some
like that.
assurance that I need to give you the peace of mind that I'm glad you and the girls are okay. Everything is going to be fine. We're going to put you in a hotel and it's going to take a while for the house to come back, but everything is going to be okay. So I try to live my life at 5 at all times. Not too high, not too low, but super even keel and optimistic outlook, right? Joking today, you're wearing orange. Thank
Yeah.
you. I hope that's a tribute to our beloved Knicks.
Yes. Oh, we need you to come on, Jason. And you want to get married? Don't tell Arthur. I am madly in love with Arthur Enger. But if Jalen wanted to get divorced, he could divorce you. You could do it for free. Catherine Davis sent me a Knicks jersey, so I wore it yesterday.
Nice,
Yes,
nice,
yes. It's odd that I've become such a diehard fan, but
nice.
I
This is
think they'll win
exciting.
tonight.
I hope
Yeah,
they win tonight.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I believe
yeah.
they'll win tonight. I'm optimistic, but all that comes from my morning practice of putting my mind in a certain place. There will be adversity today, right? But
Always.
I've prepared with a positive response to whatever comes my way. So
I love
that's my
that.
mindset. The other mindset comes from a class I took at Allstate more than 20 years ago. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yep.
And in that class, he talks about roles and goals. So my roles in my life, first, husband, always first, father, somewhere down there, Allstate agent, and then other things that I do. So in that role, this whole week, Denise, my wife, might need one thing from me, and that's a big rock. So as long as I deliver that, she gives me the other 6 days and 23 hours to be myself. But I can't drop that ball, right?
How awesome is that
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like just advice in relationships,
Mhm.
and that's so beautiful
Mhm.
to want to serve her and how it then serves you, and it just works. I think that's very special. How long have you been married?
We're newlyweds, only 39 years.
That is so awesome.
Only 39 years, and we're both trying to hang in there. We wanna make it to 40.
I think that's so cool. You don't hear that much these days. And I just that's like a whole nother podcast. I have so many questions, but I'll stay on point here, Shaw. Stay on point. I want to talk about something if we could change topics a little bit because I myself, who am pretty digitally savvy
Mhm,
and grow my business, my
mhm,
insurance agency with digital media,
mhm,
AI, it's
mhm.
like this feels like not just one gorilla, but like a pack of gorillas. And I sometimes, and I use AI every day, and I
Mhm.
have my team using it, but I know I'm just like scratching the surface. How did you embrace it? How do you help people? And like, what's the message to not just insurance agents, but business owners, people?
Um, message, AI is here.
Yeah.
It's not coming. It's here, and it's not a fad. It's here to stay. Now, some people are afraid of AI. They think that AI will replace people. It won't. It won't replace people in businesses, but it will replace those people in businesses that don't engage. So we're watching stores that we would have perceived as being too big to fail close right now. What's taking them out? Automation, Amazon. I've ordered obviously we've Amazon for a while, but now my sister introduced me to ordering, groceries. I have another friend, Darryl Matthews, who told me he hasn't been to a supermarket in 5
Yes, I
years. It's
don't go to supermarkets.
all
Yeah.
online. So you have to engage in AI. Once I got it, like I really got it, not only do I use it every day, I'm studying every day. I share it with you offline that I'm getting ready to enroll in school tonight. And in the next 30 to 60 days, I don't know when I'll be finished, but I will become an official certified AI consultant. So I can consult both individuals and large companies about what their AI strategy should be or will be, because I think it's so important. I think it's an opportunity. You and I were cut from the same cloth, and that we're more motivated maybe to help other people than ourselves.
Yes.
Right? Fair?
Very fair.
So when I look at this AI space, I have friends in business that aren't completely digitally engaged. I would feel horrible having all of this information without sharing it because I can see the pivot. If you
Yeah.
adapt, you'll be really good and you can be way better than good if you adapt and engage. And I would
Yeah.
say that for our friends, our mutual friends in the insurance business, but I'll say it for my family, my other friends that are in other businesses. It is the must make adjustment. And the sooner you make it, whatever product, whatever service that you sell, whatever you provide, you'll go to first in your field if you get on the bandwagon now. ChatGPT is still only 2.5 years old. I've been using it for 2 years now. So I'm
Yeah.
still a baby at it, but I work on it every single day.
How do you use it in your business? Like, what are somebody listening? What are three things that an insurance agent, let's say, can use ChatGPT for in a compliant way?
Okay. Compliant. Love the word compliant. So, number one, this is not one of the three, but it's ideation. Ideation, working out your ideas. I'm somewhat of an idea junkie.
Yeah, me too.
Shout out to my wife because she lives with someone that wakes up with 20 new ideas
Oh, Arthur said to
every
me
day.
this morning, I swear to you, I'm not making this up. I'll show you. He goes, "Thanks for dealing with my ADD," because he's
Yes.
like, "What about our Alzheimer's sweatshirt and the stickers and the podcast?" I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on right now?" And it's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It motivates
it,
me.
it motivates you. So
Yeah.
with these ideas, what am I going to do with all of them? Do I do 20 different things a day? No. There's one or two that might be really good that I should do
Yeah.
today. I heard you say that about your gratitude. So you write down, keep the main thing. So with that, whatever my big idea is for today, I use ChatGPT and other AI applications as my best friend. It's like Hey, sure, I can't text you, 3 o'clock in the morning. What about this?
Yeah.
So it's AI that I talk to. Um, so ideation is number one. In the insurance business, three critical areas: staffing, marketing, and lead generation. Kevin, what do you mean staffing? So, number one, we are in a massive change in business. You should use AI to analyze your current staff. Kevin, what do you mean? Well, create an incredible prompt, a detailed prompt, and stop using ChatGPT like Google. A lot of people having fun. I like the baby pictures and all those things, but Kevin is not playing games. I'm
Yes.
really focused on specific outcomes, right? So, a staffing question I might ask is, I'm an agency that's this size that generates X amount of revenue, and I have X amount of employees. I'm specialized or not specialized, but look ahead to the next 6 months to 3 years. Help me take steps to future proof my agency. What are some positions that I should be hiring for that I don't have today? And how can I get there? Also, please recommend some alternative hiring approaches, such as interns, BAs, and bots, some AI automations that can take tasks away and get done for less money. So I might do that prompt for staffing. That's a very detailed prompt to look ahead and to analyze your business. What am I doing? What am I spending today? How should I be pivoting my staff? It doesn't look very traditional. 5 years ago, I had no remote employees. Today, I have five. Things are changing. Today, I just created my first bot, KevGPT, and I will have many other. I will have many other bots that will do very specific tasks for me. Um, so staffing, marketing. This is my budget. I can afford to spend X amount of dollars per month, and I want to grow my business by this. In the past, I used direct mail, live transfers, internet leads, but I'm no longer happy with the return I'm getting on my investment. Can you recommend some alternative digital marketing strategies, such as social media, AI, and other ways that I can promote my business and still grow? That's a prompt I might give it, very specific with a lot of details. And lead generation. Um, in order to get, you must give.
Yes.
Givers gain. You're a member of
100%. I am a member.
You're a member. I'm a
Member of the
former
tribe.
card carrying member of BNI. I love that core philosophy of givers gain. So let's transfer that philosophy to insurance. You're an agent. You had a house fire. You talked earlier about how little people know about the products and services we sell. I feel like we owe our customers more information. I feel like we have to share more local stories about how people can better prepare themselves for everything from a fender bender to the decayed wood floor.
Yes.
All the way across the board, there's no reason why any insurance agent, speaking to myself, speaking to the choir, don't jump off the live stream, but there's no reason why we all aren't creating our unique and authentic post every day. And you teach that in your boot camps.
Yeah. Personal brand. I always think like I've been an insurance agent like you forever.
Mhm.
I hope to still be one forever. That is
Yes.
the plan.
Yes.
But I joke if I had to sell vacuums tomorrow, like my brand is mine. You are
Yes.
not taking that away
Yes.
from me. And that's super powerful. How did you begin to rip the band-aid off of studying AI? And how does somebody say, you know what? I don't want to do that. I just want you to teach me. Like, what does that look like for somebody?
Woo, I love it. And I would say the same
Because I
thing
want to
goes to,
learn from you. I every once in a while, I'm like, I'm gonna start studying this. I'm like, whoa, this is
yeah.
overwhelming. I'm just gonna go into Kevin's camp and learn.
So I would say it's who, not how, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times we'll look at a new idea and you'll say, how can I do that? I'm way too busy. I have too much going on at work, too much going on with the family. I'm fully committed to the charity. I'm fully committed here, and there's no more hours in the day. Well, great book I just read, Who Not How. Stop thinking about how you're going to do it. Think who can do it within your budget, within your cash flow that can help. So one of my success hacks pre-AI, I've always had interns. I've always had college interns. Just wrapped up great program with Queens College. I had two, interviewing another intern tonight.
So smart.
You introduced me to a brand new space last year that's changed my life, and that's VAs. That is life changing. The opportunity to work with virtual assistants that can take a lot of tasks away from me affordably. Affordably, there doesn't matter the size of your agency. We're still small businesses,
Yes.
and our budgets have caps. When you bump your head on the ceiling, there's no place you can go.
Yes. I love when people say like the business pays for it. I'm like, yes, I'm well aware of that. I am the business.
Yeah.
So, you may not have gotten that memo, but virtual assistant for somebody that is saying like, what do you have your VAs do? I have a video editor virtual assistant.
Mhm.
I think it's important though for people, you've got to crawl
Mhm.
before you walk, before you run. I didn't start my social media journey with a VA.
No.
I did it all with the Captions app for free.
Yes.
And then when I got to the point of saying I'm going to scale and give my realtors this service, that's when Christian joined my team. He is such an integral part of my team. I
Mhm.
love him.
Mhm.
Like he is on our team. It's
Mhm.
not like he's
No,
separate.
no.
So how do you use VAs to grow your business?
So starting with you, I started with one VA, and I wrote about it in my book, Get AI or Die Trying. My whole coaching company is built with the founders are my VA, ChatGPT, and Tanya, my lifelong friend. We're the founders. So we're AI and VA first. And it's easier to say what he doesn't do versus what he does.
Love that.
It's easy to say what he doesn't do, but everything that I want to do in the digital transformation space, especially outside of the all-state space, it's all VAs. So funnel creation, lead generation, data analysis compliantly, not customer protected information compliantly. Um, we're live streaming on this podcast. This is being run by my two VAs right now are on this. I have a YouTube strategist and I have a personal assistant. So when you talk about keeping up, my personal assistant, shout out to Christine Brickster on the podcast, keeps up with my calendar so that people are booked when they're supposed to be booked. Conflicts, scheduling conflicts come, they're handled without me. As I've been here recording podcasts every Thursday since the middle of January, I'm not answering any phone calls during these 6 hours that I've been here recording 4 or 5 hours a day, but things still need to be done.
Yeah.
And my team, obviously my all-state staff, they
Team.
had to be equipped so they can run everything in the agency, but I'm still very involved. I still meet with my team every morning.
Talk about, and I think that's so brilliant. The word calendar is so sexy to me. When I was getting divorced, I'm like, I dream about meeting somebody efficient. How sad was I then? But I am really a firm believer in part of my high level performance is because I'm a master of my calendar.
Yes.
Like, how does somebody begin to take a hold of just like scheduling both professionally and personally?
Oh, both are critical. So calendar is the first thing, my first principle in my coaching program. If you can find the time, you can find the money. If you can't find the time, you're not going to find the money. And you have to make the time. You have to let your yeses be yes and your nos be nos. So again, Stephen Covey, the first thing I do, I'm a Sunday night planner as you are,
Set it up Sunday.
is what is it? What is it? Denise, what's on our calendar this week? What do you need me for? What has to be done? This one thing on Thursday. Okay, that's in. Nothing else gets there, it gets blocked. What do sons are grown right now, so the kids don't need me as much. And then what else is mandatory? And then when someone asks a question, it's already booked. And there's time for me on the calendar as well, right? So it's not all business. I need some me time. I need recovery time. I need decompress time. This is May. It's mental health awareness time. You have to take some time to ask yourself, are you okay today?
Self-care is not selfish.
No.
If that is like
like
the
that.
one message that I want to like beat onto people,
Mhm.
when I am walking, I'm
Yes.
like a steps junkie. When my neighbors are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm great. I'm middle aged. I just have to walk all day." When I'm lifting, when I'm meditating, not only I think that gives me the ability to serve my business, my customers,
Mhm.
my family, but also it's where I get my ideas.
Of course.
Because when you're in the hustle of the day, I can't manifest my next great idea.
No.
So I think slowing down is speeding up.
Slowly is the fastest way to grow. I
Yeah.
agree, and I have to hear my voice in the morning
Yeah.
because once the rest of the world wakes up, once you begin to check emails, once you begin to check your phone, your private time is over. So my whole morning routine is about an hour or 2 where I have to hear my voice. I have to hear the inner voice and what it's saying to me, and I have to ask hard questions like, "How do you feel today? What do you have the capacity to do right now?"
Yes. Yeah, I love that. And I love that like family first. A shout out to Arthur, like what you were saying when you asked Denise. It is so incredible how busy people could show up.
Mhm,
And I will put a calendar invite on his
mhm.
calendar.
Yes.
And busy life also.
Yes.
And he's there and there's distance between
Yes.
us, like
Yes.
geographically and
Yes.
where we live. And that is so powerful for anybody in any kind of relationship,
Absolutely.
right? Is like the fact that he shows up when I'm like, "I need you here," it gives, way for the days where you wanna maybe strangle your partner or just like life
Absolutely.
happens,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Life
You're just
happens.
like, "Wait, this person consistently shows up."
That's everything.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's
It's
really so
everything.
powerful. I
It's
I didn't know
love,
that
it's
until this.
respect, it's
Yeah.
everything. It means
Yeah.
the world, and then you duplicate it in business, right?
Yes, you show up.
You show up.
And no is a complete sentence too. Sometimes, like, I have to honor, like, that just doesn't work for me.
No.
It's not how I do business, or, I don't want to be on the shopping cart. If that works for
Yes.
somebody, that's amazing. But I'm
Yes.
not interested. I don't
Yes.
need to hear about your program.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. My father, taught me, "Always be ready to say no." He said, "If you don't have plans for your time, somebody else will." And I live by that
I
because
love that.
everybody has a lot going on. I also respect everybody's busy, right?
Yeah.
My busy is no more important
Yes.
than anyone else's. I respect if you're busy, if you're fortunate enough to binge watch any of the Chicago shows,
Yeah.
Fire, Med PD, God bless you. I
Yes.
can't wait until I can do it.
Yes, and, like, everybody's got their thing,
Yeah.
and Sandy always says this, our agency manager, and I think it's brilliant. Everybody has their capacity.
Yes.
So, I look at some of these agents that have agencies all across the country, and I am so excited for them, but that feels itchy to me.
Yes.
That feels overwhelming to me,
Yes.
right? To them, it's not, and that's so cool.
Yeah.
We all have our.
We have our stuff that we can do, and I love our agents that are multi-state.
Yes.
God bless them. I'm thinking of good friends and that we have in common right now as you say that, but it works for them.
Yes.
It works for them. So let that work for you. The mistake that people make is when they try to clone them.
Yes.
Can't be them. Like many people have asked me, why don't you get licensed in this state? I don't have the capacity to learn another state's laws.
Yes.
I'm pretty darn good in New York, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But there are 18 million people here. Most of them haven't told me no yet, or they haven't told me no several times.
Yeah.
When they do, I'll ask again. But so far today,
I always say you have to take a restraining order out against me for me to leave you alone. Tell me, how do you generate business for your insurance agency?
all digital, all digital. Top of mind awareness through social media, like you, through automation, repetition, being in front of people at all times. So, not if, but when they're ready to think about insurance, I want them to think about me and my agency. And that's constant, very similar to you. It's constant communication, constant adding value. Sure, I've had someone buy a policy from me a couple of years ago, and they said, "Kevin, I decided to buy this from you 5 years ago because I saw you how you showed up for one of our friends when there was a fire." And I said, "If anything ever happens with my insurance, I'll buy from you." So that's the timeline.
Yeah.
So earlier today, I was doing a group coaching call for agents in Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico,
Mhm.
and someone was asking about social media, and I tried it and I stopped because it didn't work. I'm like, no, it did. You can't think of it that way. You
Yeah.
can't think, if I spend $1 today, I need $1 tomorrow. No, just
Mhm.
keep doing it. Just keep being consistent over and over.
Consistent.
But yeah, but I'm 100% digital. I'm not sending out any mail. I'm not buying any leads. I am managing um, the hundreds of thousands of leads and data that I have. And I'm tapping into the greatest data source in the world, which is social media.
Social media. I like what you said about the consistency because like in all walks of life, but I'll say you can't walk into the gym on January 2nd, do squats, sit-ups, and then on December 23rd, say to the Equinox manager, like your gym doesn't
It's
work.
terrible. Yeah.
Like you didn't show up.
Yeah.
So you got to show up on social
Hmm.
and it's a long play.
Hmm.
Um, and it's so interesting how all of your business and all of my business comes from social. And you still have this like, well, I didn't grow up with it. It doesn't work for me. It works for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool. And every business, every human, if you show up, it will work.
It'll work. So to your point, like not growing up with, I just shared on the call. I didn't start using social until I was almost 50, and I didn't start AI until after age 60. So if you're listening to this
That's so
and
cool.
you're
That's
and
so cool. That's the nugget.
it's I mean, it's it. You're writing yourself off. Stop. There were people 25 years ago when we went heavy PC that wrote themselves off. They'll only do jobs that don't involve going online. There are people in 07, 08, 09 who said, I'll never go on social media. Re-engage. Please get back in the game. The game is happening, right in front of you. Participate. You'll like it. If you're concerned about some things, think who, not how. Somebody can help you in these spaces. Tap in, get a friend, get a kid, get a mentor, get a coach, but definitely get in the game.
I was going to ask you what are some departing words as we wrap up, but it sounds like those are and I think the best part is for the most part it's free.
Yes.
Like unless I'm running Facebook ads,
Mhm.
which has an insane return, it's free.
Yeah.
Like that's the best part.
Yeah, I definitely would say that. I would definitely say get in the game in all of the free spaces. And if I were to give closing words, I've had a great run, 4 months. We actually did a total of 58 podcasts in a 4 month period. We content stacked everything done on Thursday. Shout out to Bernardino, my studio content engineer, recording everything. So all that was done. But now, sure, where I'm at, I'm in a mental space. I mentioned the AI certification. Um, I want to come back home and I want to help a lot of small businesses in the area. I want to introduce them to AI. My next 100 days of podcasting will be with local businesses about digital and AI and how are they introducing it. And I want to talk to people that are novices. I want to get them comfortable. I want to be raw. I want to pull the Band-Aid off and tell me what you're doing now. I want to make recommendations for them to do it. And I want to see a change. I want to see the growth from it because I feel like sitting on a gold mine of information. And this is what wakes me up. This is what motivates me right now. So I want to share what I've learned with others in a big way to see if I can help them grow their business and help them create jobs and take their business wherever they like it to go.
I love that. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to put out on my WhatsApp with my BNI, we're 62 members,
Nice.
Midtown Manhattan. Who wants to be a guest on your podcast? These are powerhouse professionals,
Nice.
but probably so many not embracing AI. So maybe that could be my pay it forward.
I love it. Sure. Thank you so much for doing this. I needed to do this with you now. While it was clear in my head, I feel so gracious. I appreciate your time and know how valuable it is.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.